Today I'm going to be showing you how to plot your book so that you love your book idea and you do not give up on it. Grab a notebook, take notes, you are going to need them. First things first, name your book. Even if you don't have an existing title for your book, write down like a placeholder name in a notebook somewhere. Keep it in your head so that you know what to refer to your book as, even if it's just in your mind. It gives a sense of realism to what you're doing, like you are writing a book. Now that you have your name set up, you can start working on the actual plotting. Open your document, put your name of the book at the top, write down themes, your characters, and the main conflict of your book. Like, why is it a book? What is the plot? Write down just a little synopsis of this so you know what you're doing, and make sure that they all correlate and weave into each other. Alright, now you're going to think of your hook. Basically the beginning of your story and what draws people into it. There's a huge spider on my wall! Wow! Your hook is not introducing your main conflict and your plot. Save that for a little bit. First, you want to introduce your characters to the readers. Your readers have just started your book. They don't know anything about it. And so you have to introduce the characters to them, show them who these characters are and why the plot is going to matter to them, specifically as a human being. So introduce your characters like fear. So they have a fear, right? Everyone has a fear, and then a lie that they believe about themselves. Once you have fully established your characters, the world that they live in, now you can introduce your plot. And your plot is driven off of this main problem and conflict. This conflict is specifically hard for your characters because it balls up their fear and the lie that they believe about themselves into one big problem that they have to face. Because of this problem, your characters are forced to make a decision. Normally, they make the wrong decision because that's what makes the book interesting and gives it a plot. Once your character has acted upon this problem that has been introduced, then we can move on to Act 2. Act 2 is the heart of your book, the backbone of your book. Your character's choice from Act 1 concerning this problem that involves both their fear and the lie that they believe about themselves is going to start to snowball, which is going to make up the middle of your book, which is your character running from this snowball that they have made from this bad decision they made concerning the problem. Your character is going to be in over their heads with this and trying to patch the problems with random things that they are going to use. But none of them work because the problem is the lie that they believe about themselves. This could all be fixed if they didn't believe this lie, but they don't even realize that that's what they believe. So they are trying to patch this hole and it's not working and it's going to keep spiraling, and this is the middle of your book, is your character trying to fix it and not fixing anything at all. The end of Act 2 is normally finished out with the problem at its biggest point. It's a bubble, it's about to burst because the characters cannot keep it away any longer. Moving on to Act 3. Act 3 normally starts with a disaster. The problem that has been building up and bubbling up and is about to burst, it bursts. It explodes, creating the character's worst nightmare because it is the combination of their fear and the lie that they believe about themselves, right? This problem that they've been trying to fix for so long blows up in their faces. All these decisions that they've been making did not count. The problem blew up anyways. This is going to leave your main character absolutely devastated and reeling from this experience. But in this dark moment, something happens that clicks in their brain and they realize that they have this lie and this belief that has been preventing them from actually fixing this problem. With this realization, the character sees what needs to be done and they dread it because this is not pretty. They now have to go face the problem again because they know how to fix it. But remember, this problem is literally their worst nightmare, a combination of all the things that they hate the most. So they go to face this disaster with their new courage from realizing this lie was a lie. And they go to face this in this big confrontation of everything that they've learned, and they succeed because they have gone on this huge journey that is showing them who they really are, and this was a lie the entire time, and they now realize this so they can face this disaster that the problem has caused and fix the root cause of the problem, which was this lie about themselves. In all of this, they learned a lesson which just teaches the reader the same lesson because they're learning this lesson along with the character, right? So this is what your entire book is about, right? This is the lesson that you wanted to teach people, and so you had to write a book about it. And this is literally what storytelling is all about, is teaching people what you want to tell them through beautiful storytelling. So your characters have been through hell and back in this story, and they have been running from their problem, and then the problem exploded in their faces. They were at rock bottom, and then they realized what they needed to fix, and they fixed it, and they succeeded. Now that you know the overall arc of what needs to happen for literally any genre, now you can go answer these questions. What is my character's fear? What is my character's lie that they believe about themselves, and why? Make sure you know why. What is the backstory behind this lie and why they believe that? And then, what is the problem that combines this lie and their fear, that balls it all up into one and creates their worst nightmare, so that they have to run for their lives from this problem? Now, this can be a very real life problem, or if you're in a fantasy book genre, this can be a mystical problem. Anything that fits your genre. This can range from thousands and thousands of things, and this is why this works for every book. So then if you answer these questions, you are well on your way to creating a book that you yourself will love, because your characters learn something that is very close to your heart, and a book that the world will love because they can see your compassion for this book through your writing, and that is why they will love it, is because they can see and feel all the emotions that you put into this book, and it makes it so much more real for everybody. Okay, now go plot your book and start working on the best book that you will ever write. Happy writing!